finishing down Highway 8 out of Watonga, we get to Red Rock Canyon, and it's fairly small but beautiful little canyon. The whole park is contained within the canyon walls.
The canyon was made by an ancient river that washed away the softer dirt, and what was left was this red sandstone that has iron ore in it. And of course the iron ore rusts, and that's why it's red. And it's created some really weird looking rock formations. There was this one balancing rock that was like this big, kind of almost like a tower sort of thing that's just a pillar almost kind of a thing. As state parks go, Red Rock Canyon is tiny. The road that goes the length of the park is only like 1.5 miles long. So compared to, you know, some of the big lakes that we have here in Oklahoma, it's pretty small, but it's the smiles per gallon are high. I mean, it's a really great area. When we arrived at Red Rock Canyon State Park, we met with the park ranger there, Dave Sutton, who's, I think he said he'd worked there like 20 some odd years. He's been there at Red Rock for quite some time and knows the park really well. Really nice guy, showed us around.
He kept talking about the guys that come down there with their loud motorcycles and love to rev them and hear them off the canyon walls. Like that's, hopefully that's not the only reason they came that far. But I'm sure it sounded great to him.
Now, how old is this? How old is this whole park?
The park is it was 1956 is when we became a state park.
Okay.
But before that, the citizens in Hinton, specifically the Kiwanis Club in Hinton, started the park in the early 1930s.
So what are the big features here? People come down there to see. I've heard of a few of them. But
the main thing people come down here is the varied terrain. Okay. You know, there's not very many places in Oklahoma where you have a canyon feature.
Right.
And so it's unique for Oklahoma to have a canyon that you can come down and camp in. We have a swimming pool that's here, and then we have a group camp where churches or family reunions can come down and spend the night.
Okay.
In addition to the camping, we have some nature trails that they can hike on that have pedestals every once in a while to tell them about the park.
Okay.
Or we're installing on the east side of the park some hiking trails where we can get in a mile or two and get views from on top of the canyon rim looking down into the canyon instead of us down on the canyon floor always looking up. Yeah.
Well, we're going to go take a look around. Now, I guess this thing is 3 miles
round trip from the office. It's 1.5 miles deep to the end of the canyon and then back 1.5 miles.
Okay. What else do we need to look at when we get down further?
Well, for motorcyclists, I've noticed over the last probably 10 years that we get an increasing number of motorcycles coming in on the weekend, and I think it's because of the recreation travel of motorcycles want to get 4 or 5 buddies together and just go ride somewhere. And we're just about an hour from Oklahoma City. The motorcyclists like to come down the steep hill because they like the sound that they get from driving through the canyon and gunning their engine. And then it's a challenge to get out of our park because of the steep entrance hill, so they like to gun it and make as much noise as they can going out. And then on the way back to Oklahoma City, you can take Highway 37, and it's a scenic road that goes east of here to the town of Cogar, and then on to Minco, and then on to El Reno. And the movie Rain Man was filmed on that road.
On that highway.
And so it's just a nice little curvy road where you can really take advantage of your motorcycle abilities on it.
And once you're here at Red Rock Canyon, you've got you got a swimming pool, we've got nature trails.
Yeah.
There's RV camping.
Yeah.
And what about
picnic areas?
Picnic areas. And what about tent camping?
Tent camping.
Oh, okay.
All those basic things that you would expect at a state
and rappelling
park.
for those that have the
gear
for that kind of
stuff.
Yeah,
you have to bring. We supply the canyon wall. You bring in the
okay. You don't
yourself.
supply the ropes or anything like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Well, we're going to take a run down to the end of it
and
look at the rest of it and hang out here for a while.
Sounds good.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
One of the things that's definitely worth checking out when you're at Red Rock Canyon is on one of the nature trails, you can actually see these wagon ruts that were made by covered wagons back in the 1850s on what was known back then as the California Road. And that was basically the trail, similar to like the Chisholm Trail, that covered wagons followed to go to California during the gold rush of the 1850s.
We found some little cabin-like things. They looked like a little community of elves or something. I don't know what it was, but we found some neat little A-frame cabins.
Almost looked like something out of like a little alpine Swiss village or something, and those were kind of interesting.
No, the real story is we saw some small furry creatures scurrying about on two legs, and we followed them back, found this road, and we think this is where they live.
This looks like a Route 66 motor court, but it's really the group camp here at Red Rock Canyon State Park. Perfect place for like a family reunion or a church get-together, and just one of many wonderful things here in the canyon.
Besides canyon walls.
Besides, yes. Yeah, this is a cool place. Great place for a ride.
So it made for a good day. We ended up being able to see 2 state parks on our tour down Highway 8. Both of them beautiful. Ended up staying at Red Rock for the rest of the day. That was our final stop before we continued on down Highway 8, heading south. It was a good day.
We had a great time exploring Highway 8 and western Oklahoma.
If you decide to visit Watonga, Hinton, or the nearby state parks, be sure to tell them you saw them here on Two Wheel Oklahoma.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
I'll jabber some while you're putting your helmet on.
Do what?
I'll jabber some while you're putting your helmet on. I'll jabber some while you're putting your helmet on.
Oh.
Grandpa.
Brad, you look like you broke your neck.
This thing's kind of a loop, so we could go down there and do a little interview with him and then turn him. Got my nose running, I'll tell you what now. My feet smell and my nose runs. I guess I'm built upside down.
You are sleeping in the hallway.
I know, and people are going to crawl over me to go use a bathroom, and they'll probably be naked, and I don't like it.
I always poop naked at 4 in the morning. Just so you know.
We're running late. We're always late.
What are you talking about?
I'm just waiting on you. We've been standing here for 30 minutes just waiting on you, just kind of staring out the window.
Okay. Somebody called the other day.
He's got his tongue out.
Yeah, okay. I think they can. Right. But there are some.